Hi everyone and welcome back to Waterhouse Forde. So this is a follow-on video of the small parts tumbler. So a couple of things have changed or have been done. The first one is that I've now glued the wooden disc onto the inside of the plastic firmly, so that won't come off. It's nice and firm now. So we're going to put that back on and we're going to run another test. But what I've also got is I've decided to throw a little bit of gravel in. This is just ordinary gravel, basically from the driveway. And I thought I might throw that in mixed with the sand and just see if that makes any difference. So it's just, stones basically. I'm not going to put too much in. I think that'll probably do, and that'll mix up nicely. So yeah, we'll pop the lid back on. I may need to find a different solution for this lid because it is a little bit painful opening and closing the thing. But for now, it certainly works. So we'll just pop that on quickly. Right, so I'm going to run that now for I think maybe another hour, and let's see how we go with those nails and what difference it makes with the having the gravel. Okay, it's been just over an hour, about an hour and 10 minutes, and let's open it up and see what we've got. Right, let's have a look. Okay, so quite a lot more dust now. That might be from the stones, but that has removed. Let's come around this side. That has removed all of the rust. I mean, these nails have been rusty for a long time, so I don't know that they're ever going to be perfectly shiny. Let's see if we can get a white background here. So you can see they've definitely come clean. I think the next thing I want to try is some actual parts like nuts and bolts. Okay, so on to the next test subjects. So what I've got here is some bits from the Ferguson. You probably recognize that as one of the old screws for the brake drum, they hold the brake drum in. I've replaced those, but I thought it would be a good test. I then got washers, a castellated nut, which will obviously be interesting to see how that cleans up, and then just a flat washer, which is basically on one side it's got a little bit of corrosion on the other side it's got paint on, a couple of spring washers, and then an old, very crusty nut. Now the interesting thing on this occasion is I went off, I left it running and I went off and did something else, came back to find that the lid had popped off. So those clips are not working all that well. But anyway, let's have a look, see what we've got. So we can see quite a lot more cleaning has happened. That is now pretty much clean. Obviously not so much. In fact, in the threads, I think it has cleaned. It probably just needs wire brushing, essentially, to get the sand out. And the top is, I mean, certainly clean. It's not, it hasn't taken. It's not shiny. It's not bare metal, which is not really the objective again. So happy with that. What else have we got? This is that crusty old nut that we had. Again, it is clean, so there's no dirt on there. I would have preferred it, I suppose, to get more into these sort of pittings to try, kind of clean those up, but you can see even there, nice shiny metal there where there was a nice flat surface. And but again, for what it is, happy with that. What else have we got in here? Right, here's our castellated nut. Now again, I would imagine quite a difficult part to clean, generally speaking, but that's actually done a pretty good job. It's taken most of the paint off, but in a, should we say, sensitive way, which is quite nice. That surface is nice and clean, and the threads are, I mean, the threads on this nut are not particularly good to start with, but they are clean. So yeah, again, happy with that. What else have we got? Should have a couple of washers in here somewhere. There's the big one. So that's come quite clean on that side. Again, it's not getting like this is a strange washer. It's actually got a higher face there, I suppose a valley, and then it's meant to have another half face here. Obviously that's corroded away over time, but even on this side you can see nice and clean. So definitely some good cleaning action going on, which is encouraging. I had a little clip there, hopefully you saw it, of it kind of running and how the parts are moving around inside, which is quite nice to see. Here's our washer that had sort of rust on one side and paint on the other. It's not taking the paint off that one so much. It's obviously a lighter part, so it probably doesn't, or it moves around a lot more than, for example, a castellated nut, which has a higher amount of inertia, and so the vibrating parts, the sand and the stone, have a more abrasive action on it, whereas this one kind of almost bounces on top, if you see what I mean. But it is clean. And then we should have a couple of spring washers. I see one there. Oh wow, that's come out nice. Interesting. But again, the only thing that was on here really was just what I would describe as light dirt, as in oil, grease, and perhaps a little bit of crud. But you know, that's come up nice now. That's perfectly acceptable. If I remember correctly, there should be one more. Yeah, it's stuck on this. So both of those got stuck on you remember the screws that I used for mounting the tin onto the foot of the sander. And actually, I think that actually helped a bit, because essentially they were kept relatively still, stationary, and the abrasive material sort of rubbing past them. So that actually seemed to work quite well. And look, I think that was it. I think that's pretty much all that we put in. Have another look at the two castellated nuts together as a comparison. I mean, the obvious comparison is that one is still painted and one isn't. But you know, that's the amount of abrasion that's actually happened. And the important part, look at those two faces, you know, fundamental difference. And the amount of effort that's gone into that is, you know, obviously relatively minor compared to, for example, perhaps wire brushing or even sandblasting for that matter. So next step really is going to be to make a stand. I've got an idea for that, but that will be a separate video. And I guess the other thing I need to try and work out is what I'm going to do about the lid. But anyway, that's it for today. Well, certainly that's it for this video. Hope that you've enjoyed it, and yeah, I mean, give me some ideas maybe on how to make the lid and how to sort that out. That would be handy. And yeah, also if any of you are using one of these or something similar, I'd be interested to know what sort of media you're using and what media you've had the best results from. Yeah, leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what else if you've got any experience with this, let me know what your experiences are. and maybe we'll do a follow-up video at some point in the future. Well, that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you soon.